You're standing behind a half-open door, packing your bag after class, and the room's supposed to be empty. It isn't. One guy stayed back to ask the teacher something, and neither of them knows you're still there. The teacher tells him to just ask in front of everyone. Next time, more people would learn something. And the guy says no, he doesn't want anyone else to learn. That's the sentence that changed how I saw an entire class. When my course started, I wasn't looking for classmates. I was looking for friends. 2 years in, I still don't have one from that room. And at some point, I stopped needing one because I finally understood what most of them actually were. Here's the pattern nobody tells you about. People don't show you who they are on day one. They sugarcoat you right up until the moment they need something, a file, an answer, a favor, notes from the class you attended, and they didn't. And the second they get it, you go back to being nobody, not an enemy, just invisible again. Like you were never useful in the first place. I was the one who helped. Somebody stayed up researching something for hours, for free, and handed it over because that's just who I was or thought I should be. I was supposed to be the bright one in that class, the one people came to before an assignment was due. And for a long time I liked that. It felt like being needed was the same thing as being liked. It isn't. And when I needed anything back, even once, nobody had the time. At first, I told myself they just didn't understand, that it was a misunderstanding, not a choice. That door taught me it was never a misunderstanding. It was a choice, made quietly by someone who'd rather keep an advantage than share it. And it wasn't one guy behind one door. It was a pattern that repeated every single week: help given, help withheld, favors asked with a smile, and returned with silence. Not one person in that entire class, not one failed to talk behind someone's back at some point. I sat through it about other people plenty of times before it clicked. If they'll do it about someone else in front of you, they've already done it about you behind your back. That's not paranoia. That's just math. So I changed. I stopped explaining what I'd researched at 1 a.m. I stopped handing over the thing I put real hours into for free to people who'd disappear the second they had it. Some of you will say that's harsh, that it's not fair to punish everyone for what a few people did. Maybe, but you don't find out who the few are by staying open with everyone until you get burned enough times to notice a pattern. Here's the actual lesson, and it's not don't trust anyone. It's this: sharing what you know isn't the mistake. Sharing it before you know what someone actually is. There's a difference between generosity and being an unpaid resource for people who were never planning to be your friend in the first place. I still don't have a friend from that class. I used to think that meant something was wrong with me, like I was the immature one for expecting people to act right. It doesn't mean that. It means I finally stopped confusing the only people around me with the people worth knowing. Those aren't the same category, and pretending they are is how you end up doing free research for someone who won't even let you speak in a room you were both standing in. If you're sitting in a class right now looking for your person the way I was, slow down. Watch what people do when they think nobody's grading them for it. Watch who shows up only when they need something and vanishes the second they don't. Watch who talks about everyone else in the group chat because the day you're not in the room, you're the one getting talked about. You don't owe anyone your effort just because you're sitting in the same room 5 days a week. Proximity isn't loyalty. It never was. Guard what you know until someone's actually earned it. Not because you're bitter. Because you already paid the tuition on this lesson once and you don't need to pay it twice. I'll see you at the top. If you made this far, do subscribe the channel.